Hello, and welcome to Neography A to Z. On this channel, I take a look at constructed and natural writing systems for both their functionality and their aesthetic appeal. The D'ni alphabet and language were created by Richard A. Watson for the game and novel franchise Myst. This review will be rather short, mainly because of a lack of source material, but also because this script just isn't that good. But we'll get to that. Interestingly, unlike a lot of scripts reviewed on this channel, there were legitimate attempts to copyright the alphabet and numbering system that were ultimately denied. A link to the full document is in the description of this video. I do wonder, though, if this request had been approved, what that might have meant in general for the world of conscripts and conlings associated with other franchises. Now let's take a look at the functionality. D'ni is a straightforward alphabet, nothing very fancy at all. It only has two punctuation marks, a period and an apostrophe. It should be noticeable to folks that study languages to some degree or another that the romanization is very, very Englishy. This sample from the Omniglot page on D'ni demonstrates that the script is written from left to right in horizontal lines. Again, nothing too fancy. The accompanying language does seem to have some grammar put into it, but there's also a subtle feeling of kind of an English relax. A link to a grammar outline is in the description of the video. Now let's take a look at the aesthetics. In cryptography, not conlinging or conscripting, but in cryptography, the Polybius square, also known as the Polybius checkerboard, is a device invented by the ancient Greek historian and scholar Polybius for fractionating plaintext characters so they can be represented by a smaller set of symbols. It seems a similar system was used to divine this script, but somehow got it all wrong. If you're going to use a Polybius square to establish a pattern for your characters, why do a third of them need to be irregular? Why not just make them all unique? Or even better, throw the square in the garbage where it belongs and try something altogether new. What's worse is they decided to base not just the digits on the same silly square, but the numbering and counting as well. This is like trying to make a souffle somehow taste good with spicy hot Cheetos. It just doesn't go together. The D'ni conlang doesn't match having this type of number system, and it's ugly. Even within the game, the script is barely legible and looks more like it was once something else entirely, but has worn away to this current sad state after eons of being ignored. Now, there are fans of the language and the script, and many of them have put in quite a bit of hard work showing their admiration for both the system and the language. But that really doesn't make the system or the language any better. Part of me wants to give the system a pass, because in some ways it's an homage to a Tingwar-esque type system. But at least Tingwar has additional letters and modes. And what the hell is this? How is this even legible? I realize it's a screenshot from a computer game of a chalkboard in a dimly lit room, but come on, who can even read that scratch? I realize sometimes games and stories that involve magic and wizards and sorcery can sometimes inspire people. And if there's a language or symbols involved, people can imbue those symbols with this sense of magic. But I can assure you, there's nothing magical about this script. If anything, this script is just a code for a poorly done conlang. Probably the one good thing about D'ni's alphabet are these monograms I found. A link to their page is in the description of this video. But again, there isn't much out there other than the occasional nugget of artistry with this script, and most of it really lacks any serious creativity. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, and other non-gender specific folks. The only D'ni script item for sale on Etsy, a bracelet for $100. Can you imagine paying that much money for a script this bad? And of course, what would a silly script be without folks willing to wear it everywhere all of the time? It just looks like scribbles, or maybe Arabic done by a drunken tattoo artist. I will never stop being amazed at people's dedication to absolutely atrocious writing systems. The D'ni alphabet gets a rating of 2 out of 5 for functionality and 2 out of 5 for aesthetics. And if I'm honest, the 2 out of 5 for functionality is because it's just a basic alphabet. There's nothing extra. It only has 2 punctuation marks. I'm sure some folks out there love it, but it's just not for me. It's far too simplistic. I realize it's meant to accompany a video game and a series of novels, but if they wanted it to be realistic, they should have put in the work. The grammar for the language even looks very Englishy, like perhaps the conlang is just a relax. I don't know, but obviously I've made my feelings known about this script. Those are my thoughts. I'm interested in hearing what you think. Have you read any of the books? Have you played the game? Full disclosure, I've never played the game, nor have I read any of the novels. But the script speaks for itself, and so do I. Anyway, stay tuned for the next script review and be sure to click the bell button to be notified when the next episode is posted. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I very much appreciate your time and thank you for watching. As a note, all relevant links used in the making of this video are in the description. All information is the property of its creators and is openly available online.